Monday morning, 6:23. The alarm sounds. You hit snooze, not because you need 10 more minutes of sleep, because the thought of getting up and doing it all again makes you want to cry. You do not cry, you just lie there, staring at the ceiling, calculating how many hours until you can come back to this exact spot and lie down again. 16 hours. 16 hours of pretending you still care. This is how burnout starts. Not with flames, with numbness. Stage 1 looks like enthusiasm. Actual enthusiasm. New job, new project, new challenge. You show up early, stay late, volunteer for extra assignments. You believe in what you are doing. You feel competent, valued, like you are making a difference. The honeymoon phase. Energy flows. Ideas come easily. Work feels meaningful. This stage does not last. It cannot. Because the workload that felt exciting at week 2 feels crushing at month 6. Because the boss who praised your initiative now expects it as baseline. Because success breeds more work, not more support. You started running a sprint and somebody moved the finish line. Now it is a marathon. Now it is an ultramarathon. Now there is no finish line at all, just more distance to cover. Stage 2 arrives quietly. Onset of stress. Things slip, not catastrophically, just slip. You miss a deadline, forget a meeting, send an email with a typo. Small things, forgivable things. But they pile up. Your focus fractures. Tasks that used to take 30 minutes now take 2 hours because you keep getting distracted, losing your train of thought, having to restart. You tell yourself everyone has bad days. This is just a bad week, a bad month, temporary. It will pass once this project wraps up, once you get through this busy season. Once things slow down. Things do not slow down. 79% of workers experienced work-related stress last month. Not last year, last month. Stress is not the exception anymore. It is the default setting. And when stress becomes chronic, when your body stays in fight or flight for months without relief, it stops being stress. It becomes something else, something worse. Stage 3 is where the cracks show. Chronic stress phase. You are irritable, snapping at colleagues over minor things. Your patience evaporated somewhere around month 8, and you do not know how to get it back. Sleep is garbage. Either you cannot fall asleep because work thoughts ricochet through your skull at midnight, or you cannot stay asleep because anxiety wakes you at 4 in the morning with a jolt of panic about something you forgot to do. You lie there in the dark, replaying conversations, rehearsing emails you need to send, making mental lists of everything undone. Your brain refuses to shut off, even though your body is screaming for rest. When you finally do sleep, you dream about work, missing presentations, showing up unprepared, failing in elaborate, humiliating ways. You wake up more tired than when you went to bed. Physical symptoms arrive: headaches, stomach problems, back pain. Your body is screaming that something is wrong, but you cannot hear it over the noise of deadlines and deliverables. 36% of workers report cognitive weariness. 32% report emotional exhaustion. 44% report physical fatigue. These are not separate people. These are the same people experiencing all three at once. You start relying on crutches. Coffee to wake up. More coffee to stay functional. Energy drinks by afternoon. Alcohol to unwind at night. Whatever it takes to keep your body moving through days it no longer wants to move through. Your diet turns to garbage because cooking requires energy you do not have. Fast food, delivery, whatever is quickest. Your health deteriorates, but addressing it means taking time off, and time off means falling further behind. You start making mistakes, real mistakes, missing important details, forgetting crucial conversations, sending the wrong attachment to the wrong person. Your brain is so overloaded that basic functions are failing, but you cannot slow down, you cannot take time off. There is too much to do and not enough people to do it, and if you drop the ball, everything collapses. So you keep going, exhausted, irritable, ineffective, telling yourself you just need to push through a little longer. Stage 4 is where things get dark. Burnout phase. The actual burnout. Not stress, not tiredness, complete depletion. You wake up already exhausted. Getting out of bed feels like lifting a car. Showering feels like climbing a mountain. The idea of going to work makes you physically nauseous. But you go anyway because bills exist and responsibilities exist, and giving up is not an option. Your commute is a fog. You do not remember driving, do not remember the route you took. Your body piloted itself on autopilot while your mind was somewhere else entirely. Nowhere good. Just floating in a gray space where nothing matters and everything hurts. Except you are not really there. You show up. Your body occupies the chair. But your mind is somewhere else. Dissociated. Going through the motions while feeling absolutely nothing. Work that used to matter feels pointless. Colleagues you used to enjoy feel irritating. Projects you used to champion feel meaningless. Everything is coated in a thick layer of who cares. You sit in meetings and hear words without processing them. Nod along without absorbing anything. Smile when expected. Respond when prompted. A puppet going through the performance of being a functional employee while the person inside has checked out completely. You are present but absent. There but gone. 23% of employees feel burned out often or always, not sometimes, often or always. That is nearly 1 in 4 workers walking around in this state. Depleted, cynical, ineffective. And nobody talks about it because admitting burnout feels like admitting failure. The World Health Organization defines burnout by 3 dimensions: energy depletion or exhaustion, mental distance from your job or cynicism, reduced professional efficacy. You hit all 3. You are running on empty. You hate everything about your work. You cannot perform even basic tasks competently anymore. Healthcare workers burn out at catastrophic rates. 66% of nurses during the pandemic reported feeling stressed. Frontline workers exceed 50% burnout. Teachers are close behind. Anyone in caring professions. Anyone who gives and gives and gives until there is nothing left to give. But burnout is not confined to helpers. 42% of public health workers globally show burnout symptoms. 84% of millennials report experiencing it. It cuts across industries, across professions, across demographics. Burnout is everywhere because the conditions that cause burnout are everywhere. Chronic understaffing, impossible expectations, zero boundaries, always-on culture, grind mentality, hustle worship. You used to love this work, remember? Way back in stage 1. When showing up felt good, when completing tasks felt satisfying, when helping people felt meaningful. That version of you is gone, burned out, replaced by someone who feels nothing except the crushing weight of obligations. Stage 5 is the final evolution, habitual burnout. This is your baseline now. This is normal. You do not remember what it feels like to wake up rested, to look forward to work, to feel accomplished when you finish a project. Those feelings are theoretical, abstract, things other people experience, but not you, not anymore. You watch colleagues get excited about new initiatives and feel nothing. They still have that spark, that energy. You remember having it once, vaguely, like a dream from years ago that has faded into impressions rather than memories. You wonder what it would take to feel that way again and come up blank. You're going through the motions on autopilot, doing the bare minimum to not get fired, avoiding additional responsibilities, saying no to opportunities that used to excite you, quiet quitting before it had a name. Not because you are lazy, because you are empty, because you gave everything you had and it was never enough and now there is nothing left to give. Meetings blur together, days blur together, weeks blur together. You are not living. You are surviving, counting down hours, counting down days, waiting for weekends that arrive too late and end too soon. Sunday evening dread has become Sunday afternoon. Dread has become Sunday morning dread. The weight of Monday starts pressing down before the weekend even properly begins. 60% of work absences are due to psychological stress. Burnout is not just affecting your performance. It is affecting your health, your relationships, your entire life. You are short with your family, distant from your friends. You have no energy for hobbies, for joy, for anything except collapsing on the couch after work and staring at screens until sleep takes you. Your partner asks if you are okay. You say you are fine. You are not fine. But explaining how not fine you are requires energy you do not have. So you say fine and hope they stop asking. Sometimes they do. Sometimes that makes it worse. Some people quit. Some people transfer. Some people tough it out indefinitely, slowly corroding from the inside. Recovery requires rest. Real rest. Not a weekend. Not a vacation. Extended time away from the stressor combined with actively rebuilding your capacity. Sleep, exercise, things that feel undemanding and joyful. But taking that time requires admitting you need it, admitting you are burned out, admitting you cannot just push through. And for many people, that admission feels impossible because burnout culture frames endurance as strength, grinding as virtue, burning out as weakness. So you keep going. Stage 5 stretching into years, decades, a whole career spent depleted, until you retire or break down or just accept this is what work is supposed to feel like. Until the numbness becomes so familiar, you forget you used to feel differently. Monday morning, 6:23. The alarm sounds. You hit snooze. You calculate the hours until you can lie down again. 16 hours. You do not cry. You just get up. Because that is what you do. You keep going. Burned out, empty, numb. This is burnout. Population, 75% of workers at some point. Welcome to the club nobody wanted to join. If you stayed until the very end, don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments, whether you liked it or not. Your feedback really helps us improve. Leave a like, subscribe for more content like this, and on the screen you'll see another video I'm sure you'll enjoy. Big hug, and see you in the next time.